Hey guys, it's April and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys the comparisons between Wet n Wild's old formula of the Walking on Eggshells palette versus their new formula that they came out with just a couple of months ago of Walking on Eggshells. So they are both the same palette, but this one has a transition and it has a new formula. So there are a couple differences that I'm going to point out here in a minute. And with that, let's just get started. Okay, so first of all, I have both palettes on my eyes, but I have one on each eye, and I wanted you guys to comment below right now and take a guess which palette I have on which of my eyes. So my right eye has one of the palettes and my left eye has one of the palettes. They are not both on one eye and both on the other eye. They each have their own palette that I used on each eye, so I just wanted you guys to take a guess right now if you guys could tell any of the differences and maybe why you thought one eye was the old version and one eye was the new version. Okay, so I'm going to start off with swatching the old palette, and this is, I have no idea how old this is, but this is the only original Wet n Wild eyeshadow that I have. I don't have any of like the old Comfort Zone or Sweet as Candy palettes. I don't have any of those. I only have this one, so that is why I'm doing a comparison on the Walking on Eggshells only. So let's swatch these out. So when you take a look, they all say brow bone, crease, and eyelid so that you know where to place the shadows. So I'm just going to swatch these. And that is what they look like. They are really pretty, and I feel like they're really like shiny and sheer, especially the pink or eyelid color. This color kind of reminds me of like a rosy champagne color, and they're really pretty. I know that a lot of people use this palette for wedding looks and bridal looks and stuff like that, and I do think that either one you can use for a bridal or wedding look. They are both super pretty, and so now I'm going to swatch the new formula palette. So I'm first going to swatch the transition shade, then the eyelid shade, then the brow bone shade, and then the crease shade. So this is the transition shade, this is the eyelid shade, this is the brow bone shade, and then this is the crease shade. That is what they look like. The transition shade is super powdery, so I'm gonna like blow that off real quick. It's all gone now. So there is a lot of fallout with that, but I don't find that it really stains underneath my eyes or anything, and it honestly, if you take like a big powder brush, it just comes right off, not an issue. It's best if you just tap off your brush like on the side of the palette before you apply that shadow to your lid. On my hands, they look super similar. I think that the main difference obviously is going to be that the new palette does come with that transition shade, which I think is really helpful to kind of tie in the whole look, and it does help everything blend together on the eyelid. And then the other difference is the eyelid shades. On the old palette, it is a lot more like sheer and shiny and like pearlescent, if that makes sense, but this one is also just not as much. It's more colorful. I feel like it has more of like a peachy pink color than this one does, and it's also less shiny and pearlescent than the other one, but it's still really shiny. So now I'm going to reveal to you guys which palette I put on which eye. So on this eye, I have the new palette with the transition shade included, and then on this eye, I have the old palette that I applied, and I did not use the transition shade on this eye. I just kept all the colors over here and all these colors over here. And before I applied my eyeshadow, I did use the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, which I use every single day that I wear eyeshadow. It makes your eyeshadow stay on really long and it lasts really good. I don't know, I've been using it for years, so I always use this stuff. For the brow bone and inner corner, I use this like full-ended brush. It might be by Sonia Kashuk, I have no idea, but I did use it. I've had it for years, honestly, but I just use it because it's like small and it's easy to just place right below my brow bone and then right inside the corners. And then if I do want to put eyeshadow below my waterline, then I would use this little brush, and that helps really well for that. And then for the transition and crease shades, I use my Morphe Y15 brush. I love this thing. It literally blends everything out perfectly and I love it. And then for the eyelid shade, I don't really like using my fingers to apply shadows that need to like be baked almost, because I feel like my finger will get it like way too high, and I do tend to apply my brow bone color, then transition, then crease, and then my eyelid color. I do this one last, and I find that this brush by Wet n Wild that I literally got for like $1, I think, works really well. The brush is kind of dirty because I just used it, but it is like a white brush with pink tips, and it's literally $1. This is literally the best eyeshadow brush that I've used for an eyelid brush, and it just works perfectly, ironically, because they're all by Wet n Wild. And I did want to let you guys know that I did clean off my brushes in between, so none of the eyeshadow from this eye got onto this eye or vice versa. I do think that they're both super pretty. I don't think anyone would know if I went out like right now. I don't think anyone would be able to tell that I do have two different palettes on my eyes. They look so similar. The only difference is that the old one does look a little bit more sheer, and then the new one does look a little bit more peachy. So I think it just depends on which look that you're trying to go for, but I think both of them are honestly a great buy. And I have been using this palette literally 3 or 4 times a week for the past, like, I think month, and I love it. The colors stay on so beautifully all day, and they're just awesome for only like $2.99, I think. So yeah, it's definitely a good buy. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and let me know in the comments below if you were right or wrong on which eye had which palette. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button while you're at it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!